Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I want to talk about mechanical mounts in World of Warcraft, and I will go through what are, in my opinion, the top 10 best mechanical mounts that you can get in World of Warcraft. Just before we start diving into this list, I want to share with you a few fun facts about mechanical mounts in WoW. First of all, in total, we have around 110 of these different mounts in the game. So we have quite a lot of these different mechanical mounts that you can get from every expansions. The first mount that was ever added were all the different Mechanos traders that are linked to the gnomes. And so these were really all the first mechanical mounts you were able to get back in Vanilla WoW. The first ever flying mechanical mount was, of course, the Flying Machine, which is this engineering mount you were able to get in the Burning Crusade, and which is still iconic in my opinion. The expansion in which we got the most mechanical mounts so far is the War Within, with more than 33 mechanical mounts added in total, and of course Undermine added a lot of them. And finally, the rarest mechanical mounts before the release of Undermine was this mount right here, the X51 Never Rocket from the TCG card game. Okay, so let's start with number 10. And at number 10, we have the Wonderwing 2.0 mount from Battle for Azeroth. So as you can see, this is a mechanized parrot mount, and I'm putting it on this list because I think this mount actually looks very unique. We don't have any other similar mounts in the game. Of course, we have the normal parrot mounts, but in terms of mechanical mounts, this is by far one of the most unique ones we got. And the way you get this mount is actually pretty simple. So in order to get this mount, you will need to do this achievement right here, Battle for Azeroth Pathfinder Part 2. That will require you to do the Battle for Azeroth Pathfinder Part 1. So here you will need to do all the different achievements linked to Battle for Azeroth, such as Azerothian Diplomat, Zendikar Forever, Ready for War, Wide World of Quest, and Battle for Azeroth Explorer. And then with that, you will also need to be revered with the Rustbolt Resistance and the Unshackled, which are the new reputations you were able to get in Nazjatar and in Mechagon. And then with that, you will also need to do the exploration of Mechagon and of Nazjatar. And when you do all of that, you will receive this really cool flying mount, which again, I think is really unique and really cool. Even when you compare this mount with all the ones we got recently in Undermine, the ones in Undermine are all very similar, but this one again is very unique and very, very well put together overall, and that's why I'm putting it at number 10. After that, at number 9, we're gonna have the Steamscale Incinirator, which is the only dragon or drake mechanical mount that we have in the game. And I think this mount is actually really, really well put together. You can see all the details on the mount. Everything is super HD. Everything is really, really high res. And all the details just make this mount super badass overall. You even have some effects here on the chest. So this mount is something that you can actually get pretty easily because this is sadly a store mount. So as you can see right now, if you go in mounts, you will be able to get it right here. And so for 25 euros, or of course, if you're playing in other regions, you will be able to get this mount. Obviously, you can also use your different tokens in order to buy it with your Battle.net balance. And so you can actually buy this mount with gold. But overall, this is not a mount that is really hard to get. I'm only putting it at number 9 because of the fact that this is a store mount. And so it removes a little bit of the interest that I have personally in the mount. But overall, I think this is an amazing mount. And again, I really think in Undermine it would have been interesting to get more different types of models and unique mounts rather than only rockets and like the different mech suits that we're getting already quite a lot. So again, I'm really happy to see that we have a lot diversity of mechanical mounts, and this one is again the only Drake/Dragon that we have in the game. After that, at number 8, the next mount on our list is actually the same model as the new world boss that we have in Undermine. And this is this mount right here, the Rocket Shredder 9001, which is a mount you can get with the Recruit a Friend activity in WoW. So this is a mount that personally I find extremely cool. We have a lot of the different mech suits in the game. But this one is just super unique because you have basically this rocket and then everything built around the rocket. And I do think the details on the mount and everything overall makes this mount super, super cool. So again, right now you can still get it if you are doing the Recruit a Friend promotional activity. And I'm pretty sure, at least I'm hoping that at some point this mount will be added to the trading post because I think it only makes sense, especially now that we have the same model in the game for the world boss. I really hope that they will add it to the trading post sometimes in patch 11.1 or maybe 11.1.5, who knows. But I really, really hope that at some point we will be able to get it outside of the Recruit a Friend activity because, again, in my opinion, this is an amazing mount. Now, the only downside of this mount is that apparently there's tons of bugs since it has been released, and apparently many times it will just stop flying mid-flight, and so it makes this mount not really enjoyable to use at the moment. And so I do hope that Blizzard will fix it at some point because this is overall a very nice mount. After that, at number 7, we have all the original rocket mounts. So here, for instance, you have the different TCG version. And of course, you also have the Big Love Rocket, which is the mount you can get through the Love is in the Air event. And the reason why I'm putting them here is because I really think these mounts are iconic, especially this one was super, super rare for a long period of time, and it's still a very rare mount. And I just think overall, the design of these different mounts is super cool. The fact that you can just be there sitting on a rocket that is already damaged and everything, I think looks really cool. And overall, these are some of my favorite mounts since forever. And so definitely great mounts to have with you. So again, if you want these different mounts, you have a few ways, to get them. For the Big Love Rocket mount, you will need to wait for the next Love is in the Air event in February in order to have a chance at getting it. And then for the two other mounts, it will be through the TCG cards. So here you have again the blue version and also the red version. The red version is fairly easy to get because you can buy it through the black market auction house, and you can also buy it from the auction house probably for 2 million gold or maybe 3 million gold on average. And then for the blue one, it's a little bit more difficult to get it, but probably at some point Blizzard will add it to the trading post or in a Twitch drop or something like that. So probably we will be able to get it in the near future, or at least I'm hoping we will. So if you are interested in all these different mounts, these are honestly not so difficult to get. And of course, next to that, in Undermine, we are getting a lot of the remodels of these different mounts. So here, for instance, we have this black version right here. We also have this yellow version, and we have a few others of these. So if you really like these different models, you can also get the new ones from Undermine. After that, at number 5, we will have one of the new mounts from Undermine, and this is the prototype A.S.M.R. So this mount, in my opinion, is really, really nice. This is kind of the same model of the different mounts that we got back in Battle for Azeroth through Mechagon. And in this new patch, we are also getting a few remodels or recolors of these different mounts. But this one is just way better. I think it just looks super cool. The details again on the batteries, for instance, in the back, on the seat, and also on the main bits in general, I think are just amazing. And this is really a super, super nice mount. So the way you get this mount is by killing Chrome King Gallywix, and this is one of the very, very rare drops that can drop in any difficulty. So you can do it in LFR, normal, heroic, or mythic, and you will still have the same chance at getting this mount. I believe this is normally a personal drop loot, so it means that you cannot normally exchange it, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And the good news is that next week, normally, Chrome King Gallywix will be available in LFR difficulty. So if you don't like PvE and you don't have a guild or friends to do normal, heroic, and mythic difficulty Gallywix, you will be able on each of your character once per week to at least have a try with LFR, which I think is a pretty cool thing. After that, at number 5, we have Incognitro, the Indecipherable Felcycle mount. So this mount was introduced with the WoW 20th anniversary event, and this is something that you can still get. You will need to do a lot of different things in order to get the mount. I made an entire guide that I will add to the description if you are interested. The reason why I'm choosing this specific mount is because unlike the red version you can get through the Mountain Dew promotion, and also the purple version we will be able to get in patch 11.1.5 through the Horrific Visions, this mount is very unique because you have access to this specific thing right here, the number sequences. And as you can see, you will then be able to input some codes into your mount. And with that, you will be able to get different type of things happen to your mount. So for instance, here, as you can see, I have a bunch of green or fell thunder that appeared. Sometimes you will also have maybe some fell fireworks that will spawn out of your mount. You can also spawn an egg. And probably we will be able to do even more with this mount. So this is overall something very unique with any of the mounts that we have in the game. And overall, this is a really, really cool mount. So definitely something I think worth adding as number 5. After that, at number 4, we will have G.M.O.D, which is one of the mounts from Battle for Azeroth. And this mount is really, really badass. As you can see, you will be completely transformed into this mech suit and you will have this giant shield with Gallywix on top of it. So overall, amongst all the different mech suits that we have in the game, I really think this is the best one. Also, this one doesn't have all the shaky animations that some of the other ones have and that can sometimes be very annoying. So overall, this is by far my favorite mech suit mount in the game. The way you get this mount is by doing the raid Battle of Dazaralor, and you want to go and kill this boss right here, the High Tinker Mechatorque, and it will have a small chance of dropping in any difficulties. So again, this is something you can do with all your different characters. It's really not difficult to solo this raid, and hopefully, if you're lucky enough, you will be able to get this really cool mount. And of course, if you don't want to farm the raid and you have a lot of gold, you can also try and get it from the black market auction house. After that, we have another mount from Undermine, and this time this is the keys to the Big G. So this is also a mount that will drop from Chrome King Gallywix, but this time this is a mount that will only drop from Mythic Gallywix. And at least the good thing is that this mount is a guaranteed drop, so it means that each time you will kill Gallywix, you will be guaranteed to have 2 mounts drop for the whole raid. And so this is something that will be the case until the end of the War Within. So definitely I would recommend you to try and get it before the end of the War Within, because after that it will become a very rare mount when Midnight will be released. So this mount is definitely super unique, really, really cool. This is also probably one of the biggest mounts that we have in terms of these different mechanical mounts. As you can see, it is actually very, very impressive. And I think when you compare it, for instance, to the very original mounts such as Mimiron's head, this one obviously has so much more details, so much more things, and overall this is a super, super badass mount. After that, we're gonna have the different wheel mounts from Battle for Azeroth. So first you have this version right here that you can get by doing the Mechadon achievement from Battle for Azeroth, from Mechagon. And then you also have this other version that you can get by killing the rare Roost Feather from Mechagon. And so this one is definitely a little bit easier to get. So these mounts, in my opinion, are absolutely amazing because of everything in terms of the details, the concept of the mount, and also the animation of the mount. Even, for instance, when you are driving, you actually just stay where you are, and then this is the wheel that moves. So overall, I think this is probably one of the most original mounts that we have in the game, and definitely one of the most original mechanical mounts. And personally, I do prefer a little bit the version that you get from the achievement, but I think this other version is also pretty nice. So again, just as a reminder, in order to get this version right here, you will need to do this achievement, Mechadon, which will require you to do a lot of different achievements in Mechagon. And this is something that will honestly take you a long, long time. This is pretty annoying to do. The one thing to remember is that once you've done this achievement, it is actually part of the meta achievement to get the Mount Janice Trash Pile. So at least you will be contributing to this other mecha achievement that is even worse than this one. But then again, for the second version, you just want to go right here in Mechagon and you want to kill Rust Feather, which is a rare that spawns maybe every hour, something like that. Especially on no pop realms, it's pretty easy to find this rare. And this is something you can do on all your different alts once per day. So this one is definitely a little bit easier to get compared to the achievement one. After that, at number 1, and it was supposed to be number 2, but I just realized that I did 11 mounts to this top 10, and so I will put the real number 1 at number 0. But so at number 1, we have obviously Mimiron's head, which is one of the coolest mechanical mounts and one of the coolest mounts in the game till to this day. So this mount is something you can get from Ulduar, which is one of the raids in Wrath of the Lich King, and you will be able to get it when killing Yogg-Saron in 25 mode. And especially, you want to make sure to not activate any of the different watchers. So just go straight, kill Yogg-Saron, don't talk to anyone. And like that, normally in 25 mode, you will have a chance at getting this mount. You also have a pretty good chance to get the mount when you are doing the Time Walking event, and especially in the cache of Tamrap treasures that you will get when doing the weekly quest. When this Time Walking event is up, you will also have a chance at getting the mount, and so definitely something worth considering if you are still missing this really cool mount. But overall, this is something that even though it is a little bit low res, and maybe there are some mounts that are a little bit more badass today, like the Big G, this is still one of the coolest mounts, and I remember seeing it for the first time, I just loved it so much, and that's why I'm still adding it right here at number 1. And finally, at number 0, which was supposed to be number 1, we have, of course, Flarendo the Furious, which is the new Mecha T-Rex mount from patch 11.1. So overall, this mount is really badass. This is also the first T-Rex mount that we have in-game. And overall, I just love the details on the mount, and I think this is a really cool and unique mount. So this mount is actually not too difficult to get. Basically, you will need to upgrade your renown with the Galaggio Loyalty Rewards Club. So as you can see, you will need to reach renown 20 in order to be able to buy this mount for 700 gold, so it is extremely cheap. So the only annoying part really is to get to renown 20. But this is something, again, that you can do pretty easily. Basically, you just need to kill the different bosses inside of the raid, as well as some of the different lieutenants that are part of the trash mobs. And like that, you will be able to get some of the different reputation points. You can't do everything at once. You will need to wait 20 weeks in order to unlock all the different renowns. But one really good thing is that with next week and the addition of Galley Weeks to the LFR different wings, you will be able to basically get all your different weekly points for this renown through LFR. So if you're not a big fan of PvE and of raiding, you will be able to farm this mount through LFR only. And so like that, at least in my opinion, it makes this mount not too annoying to get. But again, you will definitely need to grind this raid quite a lot in order to get to renown 20 and to finally get this really cool T-Rex mount. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think about my top 10 and what mounts you would have also added from all the different mechanical mounts that we have in the game. Let me know also if you enjoyed this type of content and if you would like me to maybe do other categories of mounts. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!